close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left.
Okay, so today we started. Today we are about to go for the diving.
Hello.
Here is my
Hi.
fellow instructor. Okay, thank you. So yeah, so right now I have plans to go to the scuba diving right now, and I'm going to record what the instructor is going to say and then see how it goes.
If we can wait a little longer.
Good morning, all of you. My name is Subhash. I'm going to be your instructor. Before we getting in the water, I want to pass you some information. Okay. Once you get in the water, the most important thing that communication signals. You can't speak there in the water. So in the water, there's always communication signals.
Okay.
So as a diver, we always have a question with you underwater. Is that, are you okay? So this is a question that we asked you. Are you okay? So we need the answer from you as well. The same. Yes, I am okay. If you are not okay with any reason that you can say problem, then we will ask you why. Basically, you will get 3 problems in the water. Problem number 1, air pressure. 2, water can go inside your mask. 3, water can go inside your mouth. We will train you how to clear the water from the mouth, how to clear the water from the mask. But air pressure is something that you will have to fix it yourself. I'll tell you how. When you go down, because of the water pressure, your eardrum get a light pressure or pain. When you fly in aircraft, you feel pressure in your ears, right? Similar pressure you might feel every 2 or 3 feet in the water. So what you are going to do, you are going to have a mask. The mask got a flexible nose pocket. So whenever you feel pressure in your ear, what you will do, you will pinch your nose above your mask and try to blow the air gently against your ear. This is called equalization. Every 2 or 3 feet you might feel the pressure. If you feel the pressure, you have to equalize. This is your responsibility. Okay, you try to equalize. If you can't equalize, then you have to point it to your ear and say to us, I am not okay with my ear. You try to clear your mask. If you can't clear your mask, you have to point it to your mask and say to us, I am not okay with my mask. You try to clear your mouthpiece. If you can't clear your mouthpiece, point at your mouthpiece and say to us, I am not okay with my mouthpiece. What all the problems you get in the water, first you try to fix it yourself. If you can't fix it, you have to point the problem and say to us, I am not okay with that. After all, you are not comfortable that you want to go up. This is a signal to go up, and this is a signal to go down. You are not allowed to use your hands or legs to move in the water. It will not help you to move in the water. So the person who is coming along with you, he is the one who is going to move for you. Your job is in the water. Just watch, breathe, and enjoy. That's all you need to do. You are not allowed to touch anything in the water. We will go close to the things, we watch them, we enjoy, but we don't want to touch or disturb anything underwater. We have to give the respect for the aquatic life. Okay? When you go for the dive, your dive position will be horizontal. You are not going to stand vertically or dive vertically in the water. You will be diving horizontal. Only when we want to take the photos and videos, we will make you stand vertical in some place. You click the photos and videos, then we continue the dive again. And the golden rules of scuba diving: never ever hold your breath while scuba dive. Keep breathing. Okay, you are going to breathe continuously. You will not hold your breath while diving. Okay. And but the important thing, we will not touch anything in the water. Okay, your dive position will be horizontal. So I'll repeat the signals again. This is okay. This is problem. This is to go up, to go down. Problem with the ear. Problem with the mask. Problem with the mouthpiece. Okay, don't get confused between okay and up. Okay. So if he says in this way, okay, we'll bring you up.
So how to clear the water in
So
the
that
mask
we will
and-
teach you in the shallow water training.
Okay.
So these all are the things that you need to remember. Once everything, we will take care. We are the responsible people for you. Your job is just enjoy the dive. Okay, don't need to swim anything. Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Okay, so this was the start of our scuba diving activity. All the scuba diving gear was given, and we happened to test out in the shallow waters. Initially, we are supposed to blow the air out of the windpipe. All of us are given a chance to try out and then see how it is working. So once it is being tested out, and then we were a little bit familiar with the environment, how we were breathing inside the water with the windpipe and taking in the oxygen and then giving out slowly. They were training us to do this activity slowly. They were pushing us not to panic, just breathe. So this was the thing that was carried out. So it was a fun activity before the start. So once we are done with this training, we headed back to the deep waters, where the water depths are like some 6 to 9 meters deep. And then see what we found out. We found Nemo. There were lots of tons and tons of fishes out there. These are my 2 buddies, Azharul Ahad on the left and Rasul Gori on the right. So we were not supposed to touch any coral reefs out there. We were just there to look at it. Look at the Nemo fish. looks magnificent. So we had a pleasant time inside the waters, and we explored a lot. So we happened to move around, look at all these corals, fishes, and this is me. There seems to be a lot of water in my eye mask. I was just trying to remove it by just gently blowing through my nose. Yeah, a lot of fishes, lot of boulders, stones. Look at these two people. They're just roaming around watching. Azarullah was so ecstatic, he just wanted to walk on the seafloor. Okay, so let me explain you guys how we happened to get to this point where we are right now. So initially we happened to research a lot, and we found there are a lot of diving sites outside of Andamans, like they are very far away. But we are not supposed to go there because they are dangerous, and also it contains a lot of big fishes and everything. So but we are allowed to go inside the small reefs in and around the shore area. So that's about the Andaman diving areas. So as we go along there were a lot of restrictions put in place. We were not allowed to go to all the places, only few places have been allowed. So whichever we had the capacity to go, we happened to try and find out which is the best for us. So as we are trying to research and figure out where it is best to do this activity, we found these people called eco divers, and then we went along and spoke with them. So we had a lengthy conversation with the eco divers people. They were very friendly, very jovial. They were explaining us how is the diving activity going on inside the Havelock Islands, and where to do, where not to do. So it was a good conversation. We had a lot of good exchange of words, and so we decided, okay, fine, let's go with these people, and then we paid them then and there. So they charged us like around $3,500 per person, and we are 3 persons, so it cost us like 10,500 for 3 people. And the amount of duration we stayed inside the water is almost like an hour, and then they happen to show all the small coral reefs which they happen to plant by themselves. They are actually growing these coral reefs inside the Havelock Islands, which they are doing this activity in order to replenish the corals inside this Havelock Islands. So that's a good activity. So that's the main reason why we happen to go with them, since they are doing something good to the nature, Mother Nature. So it is one of the must-do activities inside the Havelock Islands. Doing diving is just magical, looking at all those fish life and all other things. So look at my friends, Azarullah. He's trying to see how wide he's walking. See, he's giving the signals. He wants to walk on the seafloor, but the diver doesn't seem to understand. The instructor doesn't seem to understand mainly. He hasn't happened to take him to or make him to walk. But he's happy. He's saying it's all right. It's okay. It's good. So yeah, look at his pose, man. Fantastic it is. Yeah, I want to talk about my friend RG as well. Look at him. He's giving that hand suggestions. Yo. he's a big diver, he's a hardcore swimmer. He has been swimming from his childhood. He has a big pond out of his home. This guy is very much experienced in swimming. He's so comfortable inside the water, just enjoying. So we are almost done with our scuba diving activity. It was like an hour-long activity. As we are going across, we found a lot more fishes roaming around and other things. So yeah, so we are heading back to the shore right now. So once we are out of water, we are trying to record how we felt. RG was very much enthusiastic. He was trying to explain how he felt, but unfortunately we couldn't record this because at the time audio was not working. In which case he felt very happy. He was ecstatic. He said he wants to do it again, and I said sure, definitely, why not, let's do this again. I'm up for diving once again, man. Definitely, if not here, somewhere else. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe to my channel. You have a good day.